As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Please don't let me, I'm gonna die!
Taking them so long.
Hey, these guys are professionals. They're the best.
Totally. I hate a guy with a car and no sense of humor.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
Oh, yeah, the Great Bambino. Of course. I thought you said the Great Bambi.
Let's take another look at all things binge-worthy. Once again, Mr. Binge is going to tell us what we should binge watch. When we have the time, you can catch him here on Al in the Afternoon and on Binge-worthy TV on Facebook.
Well, I'm quite concerned as news has given me the face that maybe the audio is not going so well.
Not too well.
Yeah, well, tell me if it picks up. Otherwise, I'll dump out of this Facebook Live thing. I think that's what takes their juice away. Lewis, a great category. You brought it up last week, said you're going to go with those films that had a lot of great quotes in them, quote makers. I was excited to see the list. I don't know if you listened today when you brought this up, and I said, hey, Caddyshack is going to have to be on that list. And lo and behold, I bring the list up, and the greatest movie of all time did not make this. How is this possible, Lewis?
A very good question, Al. And you know what? This time I was looking out for your listeners, because when I listened to the top 10 of that movie, which did have some great lines in it, I agree with you, the very first one was inappropriate for radio. And I thought, Al does not want this on the radio. He's going to have to block it right out the bat. So I was forced to pull it from the list. Otherwise, yes, it would have been on the list. I tried to make it up to you by having the Duke.
Yes!
And I put the Duke on there for you. And I even put Star Wars on there just for you.
See, there were a couple here I knew you did as a favorite to me. The Blues Brothers is another one. I'm not sure about Sudden Impact when we get to that. That one, the last one on here, is going to be interesting to me because I can think maybe one line out of that movie. So that'll be an interesting one to me, but we'll get to that. Can we start with the best of the best, the Duke himself?
Absolutely.
Here he is, our first set.
We have to go into it about 30 seconds.
We're just building the climactic
For the Duke.
words. John Wayne movies.
And any man that doesn't want to cooperate, I'll make him wish he hadn't been born.
Levy, if you get crossways of me, and you'll think 1,000 of brick have fell on you.
Well, here's my word. Get the hell off my spread. Now, we'll all calm down.
Boss, he's just a little excited.
I know. I'm going to use good judgment. I haven't lost my temper in 40 years. But, Pilgrim, you caused a lot of trouble this morning. Might have got somebody killed. And somebody ought to belt you in the mouth. But I won't. The hell I will.
Nobody.
And nobody run in here either, huh?
Chance?
I'm not going to hurt him. Get up. I don't hold jail against you. I hate a liar.
I'll count 3. And if you're not out of the house by then, I'll loose the dogs on you.
If you say 3, mister, you'll never hear the man count 10.
No hard feelings.
The hell there ain't. Sherry was right. You're soft. You should have let him kill me, because I'm going to kill you. I'll catch up with you. I don't know when, but I'll catch up. Every time you turn around, expect to see me.
Love that.
One time you'll turn around and I'll be there. I'll kill you, man.
Well, son, since you haven't learned to respect your elders, it's time you learn to respect your betters. You can call me father, you can call me Jacob, you can call me Jake, you can call me a dirty son of a bitch. But if you ever call me daddy again, I'll finish this fight.
The men are beat. They've had a pretty tough day. I think in all
I'll
fairness.
do the thinking. Keep them going. You want that gun? Pick it up. I wish you would.
Let's go help people.
I got to be honest. Is there a better movie actor in the history of all movies, Lewis? I mean, this, to be honest, no.
You think John Wayne's the best actor of all time?
Oh, absolutely. By far. He set the bar for everyone else. The rest are his second best.
Is this the same John Wayne that does the Westerns?
This one, yes, that
Okay.
John Wayne.
All right, that's the one I thought you were talking about.
The one we
Best
just heard.
actor is John Wayne, really?
Name
No,
one
he
bad
has-
movie he ever did. Every movie he did was a blockbuster.
He had a style and an approach that was all of his own. But I would never go so far as to say John Wayne was a great actor. He did his part wonderfully.
Clint Eastwood is a close second, but then by their miles and the rest.
I'm sorry, but I could name about 20 actors that would be ahead of John Wayne. I'm terribly sorry. All your letters and comments and emails go directly to Al in the afternoon. John Wayne was not one of my favorites, even though he did some great films. Terribly sorry.
He was who he was, just like Clint Eastwood. Those are who those guys were when they did it, and you believed him because you could, because that's who John Wayne was. Don't ever speak bad of John Wayne. Don't.
I will never speak of John Wayne again. I promise.
What's killing me about this next 10 best quotes is this is from 1939, and we remember almost all the quotes. Here it is.
In spite of you and me and the whole silly world going to pieces around us, I love you. Because we're alike. Bad lots, both of us.
Most of the miseries of the world were caused by wars. When the wars were over, no one ever knew what they were about.
No, I don't think I will kiss you. Although you need kissing badly. That's what's wrong with you. You should be kissed and often, and by someone who knows how.
He looks as if he knows what I look like without my shimmy.
You're like the thief who isn't the least bit sorry he stole, but he's terribly, terribly sorry he's going to jail.
My land is the only thing in the world worth working for, worth fighting for, worth dying for, because it's the only thing that lasts.
After all, it's another day. Sir, you are no gentleman.
And you, miss, are no lady.
If I have to lie, steal, cheat, or kill, then God is my witness. I'll never be hungry again. Fred, where shall I go? What shall I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
You're just waiting for that one. That's
No.
I mean, they're all good, but you're waiting for him to not give a damn.
Now that is a great film, and that is a great actor in Clark Gable. Interesting with this movie, it came out in 1939. All three of the main characters did not want to do the movie. Did not want to make it at all three of them, for different reasons. Clark Gable didn't want to do this film because the book was such a huge success. He thought he could never live up to the expectations of the character. Vivian Leigh thought she could never learn to talk like she was from the South because she was English. And Leslie Howard, who played Ashley, didn't want to do the movie because he wanted to leave the business to go fight in World War II because he was English and England was already in the war. So none of them wanted to do the film. So that makes it very interesting in itself.
Well, it is. And again, a great film. Those three actors had mediocre careers at best. They were no John Waynes, but they did okay for themselves. We gotta go. Lewis, I think you think I'm joking. We'll be back. I got to go to break. We'll be back after this more with Lewis, Mr. Binge TV guru at Al in the Afternoon.
The Duke.
You get people riled up. People love the Duke around here.
They do. Have you been to Winterset to the John Wayne Birthplace Museum?
No.
Well worth your stop. Well
Okay.
worth your stop. He drove the guy who ran the place drove up to be on our show.
Oh, okay.
It's very cool.
All right, we're a minute out.
Okay.
in the Afternoon, Southern Minnesota's best and #1 afternoon talk show.
We've got Mr. Binge in, Mr. Binge TV Guru. You can catch him on the Facebook thing, Lewis. Lewis, your next one is I find interesting, and you probably have the take on this. Probably right up there with John Wayne as far as actors go. But when you read the byline, Claude Rains is in this movie, Conrad Veidt, Sidney Greenstreet, and Peter Lorre. Not even mention that he's in this movie.
Who doesn't mention
Humphrey Bogart?
Doesn't mention really?
I'm looking at the front page of the slide they created about who's in this movie. I'm like, there's no way he didn't get top billing.
Maybe they're a fan of John Wayne and just were dismissing him because he wasn't as good as John.
Binge. We don't need to go there. All right, here's our next movie. It's Casablanca, and of course, it's got great lines.
Remember this, a kiss is just a kiss.
Kiss me. Kiss me as if it were the last time.
Round up the usual suspects.
Where were you last night?
That's so long ago, I don't remember.
Will I see you tonight?
I never make plans that far ahead.
Play, Sam. Play as time goes by.
What in heaven's name brought you to Casablanca?
My health. I came to Casablanca for the waters.
The waters? What waters? We're in the desert.
I was misinformed. You always have Paris.
If we stop breathing, we'll die. If we stop fighting our enemies, the world will die.
Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine. Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Here's looking at you, kid.
See, there's those last three are all about it. The last one, or the walking off the sunset, that's just, a throwaway line. But all the gin joints in all the worlds you walked into mine, just one of the classic lines of all time.
Could be the best. It is just absolutely awesome. And a tremendous film made in 42, like you said, all-star cast with Bogart, who's a good replay. John Wayne should have done the part, but if John Wayne couldn't do it, Bogart did a fine job.
What doesn't look good on you, Mr. Binge, is sarcasm. It doesn't look good on you. Green is a terrible thing.
That's right. I apologize for that rude comment.
Well, you just think I don't catch it. In this country, I'm going to tell you around here, people know what I'm talking about when it comes to John Wayne. Set the bar. Bar none.
There's no doubt no one played the type of part he played better than Duke.
Thank you very much.
I will give you that for sure.
See, a great actor takes the parts he's given and makes them great.
And those lines that we played, every one of them followed with a punch. Every one of them followed with a punch. I'm not saying it's derogatory, but that's so funny. It's like, okay, by God, and boom.
Take you out. All right, we're probably only going to get time for one more. I would say this is a great movie from the 50s, but could I get 10 best quotes?
Possibly 20. Possibly 20.
Well, we'll find out. It's the Sunset Boulevard.
This is 10.
Out and out came
Talk, talk.
You're Norma Desmond. Used to be in silent pictures. Used to be big.
I am big. It's the pictures that got small. What? They took the idols and smashed them. The Fairbankses, the Gilberts, the Valentinos. And who have we got now? Some nobody. We didn't need dialogue. We had faces. Shut up. I'm rich. I'm richer than all this new Hollywood trash.
Audiences don't know somebody sits down and writes a picture. They think the actors make it up as they go along.
Tell him without me, you wouldn't have any job. Because without me, there wouldn't be any Paramount Studio.
Don't you sometimes hate yourself?
Constantly.
No one ever leaves a star. That's what makes one a star.
Funny how gentle people get with you once you're dead.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Wow.
The DeMille line, I'm ready for my close-up. I can give you that. That's a darn good one. It's a good movie. Sunset Boulevard, 1950s, right?
1950. That's correct.
All right. So
William Swanson, William Holden, excellent film, excellent lines. It's a great, great picture.
Okay, I can give you that. I didn't get all 10. I would have said 4 or 5 were fantastic, but some of these you've hit right out of the park. I'm looking ahead a little bit. Next week's going to be exciting times.
There's a comedy coming up next week that you and I will totally be in agreement with as far as the best lines in a comedy.
That will happen. Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm looking at obviously The Graduate. A lot of great lines in that.
Yep.
But I'm afraid now at an age limit, I would say most folks under 40 probably haven't even watched it.
That's rather sad because that's an excellent movie. My daughter, who's 25, loves that film. And so young people should give it a shot. It surprisingly holds up well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's one of those, it is a classic movie that you can watch and it won't hurt you at all. You'll get it. But that one, I can see the 10 quotes there. And then you run through a string of these. I might just do the quotes myself. I'll do them.
You probably could do all the Star Wars quotes.
Oh, absolutely. The Blues Brothers, one of the greatest. Oh, yeah.
Airplane. Oh, my God. Yes, that's excellent.
The problem with Airplane, the thing was the movie was made to do one-liners.
Well,
I mean, every scene was 30 seconds long, and you had a liner in it.
You could have 40 from that movie because that was the whole movie. It was just one-liner after one-liner, but definitely worth being in the list for sure.
I don't know if we don't try, though, to just do this category right. And I'm going to ask you to do extra work, is to put together the Caddyshack list. And if we got to beep some things out, we got to beep some things out because let's be honest, it is the most talked about movie of all time.
Well, I won't quite go as far as you just went, but I do think it should be on the list. And if you have your big bleeper ready to go, we will play it because they're not all like that. And there's some that came out later that have great lines in movies like from the 80s and 90s and beyond. Really good. I didn't get through the first 2 and said, we can't play this. This is not good.
Lewis, I appreciate you watching out for my FCC license. I thank you very much for that. I do. I thank you for doing this bit. We're going to get you back on Facebook soon, and we'll get everybody going to Mr. Binge TV Guru and enjoying all the lists you've created.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate you being here. We'll catch you again next week.
You betcha.
Mr. Binge TV Guru on Al in the Afternoon.